Okay, let's get into this. You shared some sources talking about something I think a lot of people thought was well done. John Wick 5.
Yeah, definitely seemed like a closed chapter after, the ending of 4.
Right. So our mission for this deep dive is basically to cut through all the online chatter and really focus on what the articles you sent actually confirm. What's really happening with the Baba Yaga?
And the big flashing question has to be how? How is he coming back after, well, that ending?
Exactly. It felt pretty final.
Yeah.
So what are the sources saying? Is this just speculation or
No, this is a pretty solid, actually. The sources state very clearly that Lionsgate themselves confirmed John Wick 5 is officially happening.
officially? Wow, okay. Where did that confirmation come from?
That was back at CinemaCon, April 2025, apparently. So, not just whispers. A direct studio announcement.
A direct announcement. That's the real bombshell. But I
Yeah.
mean, the other bombshell is Keanu Reeves returning.
Right.
Right? After Chapter 4, even he sounded like John was at peace. Done.
Right. He used phrases like, the character's dead. But yeah, the articles are explicit. Keanu Reeves is confirmed to be back for Chapter 5.
Huh.
There's a quote floating around from Lionsgate boss Adam Fogelson, basically saying, Keanu, Chad Stahelski, the director, the producers, they're only doing it because they feel they have something genuinely phenomenal and fresh to say.
Phenomenal and fresh. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's back. But how?
Mm.
That is still the massive, elephant on the steps in Paris, isn't it?
That's the conundrum, as the sources call it. It's what Chad Stahelski and Mike Finch, he wrote Chapter 4 and is working on 5, are, wrestling with right now.
They're actively working on explaining it.
Yeah. They apparently think they have a pretty good story for it, something they think is cool.
Pretty good story, feels
Yeah.
like. Maybe an understatement for bringing someone back from that?
It does. Maybe it hints at the challenge, like you said. But the sources also point out, and this is key, that Chapter 4 was deliberately a bit ambiguous.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we never actually see him confirmed dead, right? And they mention an alternate ending was filmed, showing he survived. Plus that bit with the dog looking around, maybe sensing him.
Oh, okay. So they left the door cracked open just a tiny bit.
Mm.
It wasn't just wishful thinking from fans.
Exactly. Stahelski himself has kind of said they left it slightly ajar. And even Keanu, after Chapter 4, was quoted saying, never say never, trusting Stahelski. Acknowledging peace felt right, but maybe not absolutely final.
Makes sense. So they're figuring out the how, crafting this pretty good story,
Yeah,
but no word on when we might see it. No dates.
correct. Sources confirm no release date, no filming start announced at CinemaCon, and obviously no trailer since they're still deep in the story phase.
Right, right. Okay, what about other familiar faces? Any word on, say, Winston
Mm-hmm.
or the Bowery King?
Nothing officially confirmed besides Keanu. But the articles make some pretty strong, educated guesses. Ian McShane as Winston seems almost certain given his status was, restored.
Hmm.
Lawrence Fishburne as the Bowery King, also
Hmm.
very likely. Sadly, Lance Reddick's Charon won't be there, of course, though he is in the Ballerina spinoff, which is interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's set between chapters 3 and 4, so we get a bit more Charon there.
Ah, filling in gaps. Got it.
Exactly. The sources also speculate about Donnie Yen returning as Kane, assuming he survives that post-credit scene tease in Chapter 4.
Right, the potential hit.
Yeah, but given they also mention Kane's getting his own spin-off, it feels like a safe bet he makes it. Others mentioned are maybe Shamir Anderson's tracker, maybe Ana de Armas from Ballerina.
Okay, so for you listening, let's distill this down. The key takeaways from these sources seem to be John Wick 5, yes, it's happening, officially confirmed. Keanu Reeves, he is back despite Chapter 4's ending.
And the creating team is actively working on how he survived, developing what they call a pretty good story to solve that conundrum. And we can probably expect Winston and the Bowery King back too.
Yeah, and Stahelski apparently saw Chapter 4 as closing an emotional thread, which is interesting.
It really is. It kind of gives Chapter 5 this feeling of a clean slate, as the sources put it.
A clean slate. Okay, so that leads to the final thought we wanted to leave you with. Based on all this, given that clean slate vibe and how deliberately ambiguous they apparently made the Chapter 4 ending, how creative are they going to have to be to reveal John Wick's survival?
And maybe more interestingly, what kind of world is waiting for him now? He's supposedly at peace, free from the high table. What does that even look like for John Wick? What possibilities does that open up for this new story they're cooking up?